Thanks for tuning in to this week's ONSC live video. The answer to this week's riddle is actually right here next to me. Were you able to figure out what it was? It's mistnetting and bird banding. So today we'll talk about what those two methods are and how and why they're used in research. Are you ready to learn? Okie dokie, let's go. Mistnetting is a technique used to capture wild birds, and banding is a way to identify individual wild birds. Here is what a mistnet looks like. It may remind you of a volleyball net, but it is different in several ways. First, the net material is much finer. This way, it is hard for a bird to see it against all the trees and bushes. Can you see the net? There are also baggy pockets in each row of netting. What happens is that the bird will hit the net above a pocket, then fall down into the pocket and stay there until a bird bander or technician under a bird bander's permit can remove it. In order to band birds in the United States, a bird bander needs to go through extensive training and receive a permit from the U.S. Geological Survey. When a bird is first captured, it is identified to species, gender, and age. Age can be difficult to determine, but in most cases it can be answered by looking at the molt pattern on the wings or tail. Two other measurements that are almost always recorded are the weight and the amount of fat stored near the pectoral muscle, which is located on the chest. These facts tell us how healthy a bird is. Sometimes the length of the beak, tail, or wingspan are also measured. After all of these measurements are completed and recorded on a data sheet, an aluminum, steel, or colored plastic band is secured right above the foot of the bird's legs. The bands are harmless and remain on the bird for its whole life. Each band has a unique set of numbers and letters, so that if the bird is caught or seen again, it can be identified. If you find a banded bird, you should report it to this website. One of the most important things to a bird bander is making sure that very few birds are hurt or killed in their study. Banders check their nets frequently to make sure no bird is stuck in them for too long. They untangle the birds carefully so that their beaks and feathers don't get damaged. When the band is placed on the bird, banders make sure that it is the right size for the species and that it's not too tight. Bird banders also try to take all the measurements as quickly as possible to minimize stress on the bird. Remember that a wild bird is the least stressful when it's in its natural environment, so the sooner it can be returned to its home, the better. When the mist nets are not in use, banders take steps to make sure birds and other animals won't get stuck in the net when no one's there. But sadly, some birds get too stressed and end up dying. However, this happens to usually less than 1% of all birds caught. There are many reasons to mistnet and band birds. They all involve being able to identify individuals from each other. Here are some research questions that can be answered by banding birds. How long do they live? How big is their territory? How large is their population? How healthy are they in a certain area? What migration routes do they take? Do they return to the same breeding, migratory, or overwintering grounds year after year? Do they pair up with the same mates every year? What is their year-round range? At the Ozark Natural Science Center, Dr. Kim Smith and undergraduate student Mitchell Pruitt from the University of Arkansas Fayetteville are conducting a bird banding project on northern saw-whet owls. These are tiny migratory owls that nest in the northern United States and Canada. But not as much is known about where they spend the winter, because at this time of year, they are hard to find given their small size and they rarely vocalize. Now that the U of A team has captured 2 saw-whet owls at ONSC, They feel more confident that the owls regularly fly this far south to overwinter. And now that we know Sawet owls are here, we can do more to protect them during their stay in Arkansas. Well, it looks like that's all the time we have for today. I wanted to thank you again for watching this week's video. And, what's that noise? Miss Maya, what are you doing?
I was just going for a walk and I couldn't see this net.
Well, it's supposed to be for birds, not for people. Here, let me help you out.
I'm sorry.
It's alright. There we go. Okay.
Well, don't forget to tune in to next week's video.
Hey, that was supposed to be my line.
Oh.
Alright, see you later, guys.